At Western State Hospital, the state-owned mental institution in Lakewood, the gate swung shut behind a criminal defendant who did not want to be locked up and treated there. Gary Lowe of Olympia.
And I begged him to give it a chance. I blame myself a little bit for what happened because I really wanted this to work for him.
Mother Michelle Lowe says it wasn't long after her son disappeared behind Western State's walls.
He's bipolar, schizophrenic.
That she realized something unusual was going on with Gary's counselor. The counselor texted Michelle with messages about her son.
I love him more than all the fish in the ocean. Yeah, just kind of weird. But at first, I kind of thought, well, maybe it's just her way of keeping him calm.
But eventually, Gary admitted that his counselor initiated sexual contact and delivered illegal drugs to him, according to investigative documents obtained by King 5 through a public records request. Those same records show that while he was a patient in the hospital's F or forensics ward, the counselor asked him to punch her in the face so she could get paid to have the summer off. The Department of Health administratively charged Counselor Juliana Jackson. She agreed to suspend her license for at least 5 years. It's not punishment enough for Michelle Lowe, who says her son spiraled afterwards into 2 suicide attempts at Western.
This is a system I wanted him to trust.
Since Juliana Jackson lost her counseling license in December, several other nurses or nursing assistants have also been charged with misconduct that could cost them their licenses. They include Vine Nguyen under a police investigation after he allegedly gave these photos of himself, his home, and his bed to a female patient, a suspect in a kidnapping case. He wrote this letter telling her he had plans for us to go out and enjoy life together, and groped and kissed her, according to police reports. Adolfo Capistani is with the Department of Social and Health Services, which runs Western State. Is there a pattern here? What's going on?
No, there's not a pattern. We have almost 2,500 employees at Western State. It's one of the largest institutions west of the Mississippi, and certainly the largest mental hospital. We expect all of our staff to behave professionally, and the overwhelming percentage of them do.
Western State Hospital is one of the most challenging places to work. Its employees have high injury rates from violent patients. It's understaffed, and after several failed inspections, the feds just cut off all funding to Western. But cases like Gary Lowe's are not just about a few bad apples, according to his lawyer.
Because it appears to be a problem that is systemic throughout the system.
Marta O'Brien says Western State supervisors had at least 2 complaints filed against Gary's counselor by other employees. They worked on the same ward with Juliana Jackson and reported that she virtually abandoned her 24 other patients and spent all her time with Gary.
They had decided that there was no merit to what was being said, and they didn't pursue it any further, even though there was clear from employees' statements that they had seen on more than one occasion Juliana engage in this conduct with Gary.
That only changed when an outside agency, the Washington Department of Health, came in to investigate. DOH investigator Todd Terhar said he is routinely hampered, hindered, delayed in his investigations by Western State staff, including internal investigators there. He questioned the integrity and truthfulness of one investigator who misled him, according to emails we received through our records requests.
This is the first I've heard of that, and I've not seen that emails, that specific allegations. If we had an allegation like that, then we would take action and look into it.
Gary's complaint was determined unfounded by Western State internal investigators until the Department of Health came along.
Todd, again, is the one that saved him. From more time in that place.
2 Western employees were fired after the Juliana Jackson investigation. Jackson did not respond to our emails seeking comment for this story. DSHS says it didn't know about those ongoing concerns. Department of Health says, no, we told them. And you do have to wonder why there's a breakdown in communication at this place where the state says it's been working so hard to fix problems lately.
Okay, so Gary Lowe is out of Western now. He was there on a court order. How did he get out?
Yeah, that's an interesting point, David. So the health department investigator actually showed up at a hearing and told the judge about what had happened to Lowe at Western. All criminal charges were dropped, and Gary's mother said the judge apologized and released Gary to her with the condition that he continue his treatment outside of Western. So he's getting sort of outpatient treatment, I guess you would say now.
All right, Chris Ingalls, thank you for the report.
You bet.